ATLUS has really dropped the ball lately, especially when it comes to pre-orders. It's been a real fucking mess lately for pre-orders. In my opinion, it could be done a lot better. Today we're going to be discussing 4 ways ATLUS can improve their pre-order process. So sit back, relax, and let's get it on. Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Narakami45, and man, what the fuck is happening right now with ATLUS? SMT V Preorders have been a fucking mess. We don't have answers to some of the stuff that we're searching for right now. Everybody's scrambling to get copies of this game. It's just been a fucking disaster. Joining me to discuss 4 ways that ATLUS could improve the pre-order process for their products is none other than DavidCast JRPGs. How you doing today, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on. I'm gonna have a lot to say, for sure. What a mess. What a shit show, right?
I don't think shit show. I think that's a good way of putting it, honestly. It's just been a fucking mess. I don't want to dwell on it too much at the beginning of the video because I'm sure we have a lot to say. But like I said, everyone, this is how it's going to work. We're going to give 4 ways ATLUS could improve this. We're going to deep dive into it. So let's go ahead and get this started. The first thing that we have, I think that everyone can agree, is ATLUS needs better communication when dropping information about their pre-order products. Wouldn't you agree with that, David?
Oh, dude, that's the most important thing. Their communication's been problematic, to be nice, to put it nicely once again.
Right.
It's been terrible. People have been asking questions. There's a ton of replies on all their tweets. And it seems like they don't even know what they're doing. So yeah, 100%. It's the biggest issue.
And I think that extends 2 ways, actually. Inside of ATLUS and outside to others as well. Inside of ATLUS, I feel like everyone seemed like they were scrambling. Even ATLUS's official Twitter account didn't know what was happening. There was a tweet that they sent out at one point during this whole pre-order process. ATLUS put out tweets that said, go to our website, we have updates on what's happening right now, and there'd be no new information. It's like someone forgot to hit up the retailers and everything, and I think that extends into ATLUS. What do you think about that, David?
I mean, it's just like what you said. There's problem on the inside. Like, I know both of us, we reached out to some PR people at Sega and ATLUS to try and figure out when the pre-orders are going to go live, what's going on, and clearly we can both confirm that. I'm sure you can approve. Even them, the PR people, they had no idea. They still have no idea what's going on for the most part. So I know I'm still waiting for answers from a Europe PR person, waiting to know when our Europe pre-order is going to go live, and they don't even know. So there's problem on the inside and on the outside too. I know you mentioned the retailers, they have no idea what's going on. We've seen some other content creators. I know LaRue, he tried to reach out to Amazon customer service, and they told him we have no clue what's going on. So problems with retailers and with fans, clearly. Everyone was asking, hey, what's going on with pre-orders? We don't know what's going on, and there was no communication. So problematic on the inside and on the outside as well.
The thing about the communication to fans, they started to give us some updates, but they weren't helpful at all. And then all of a sudden, these pre-order links drop all at once, and people are just scrambling to get it, and they sell out within 5 minutes. It was just all around bad. So, David, I was wondering, I've got my own ideas, but how would you improve this to fans? How would you improve the communication inside of ATLUS and outside?
Well, I think the first logical step is for them to improve their procedure on the inside. Like, if they know what's going on, if they can give answers, that's already going to be a good thing. Like, we know that those corporations are big, they're large, there's a lot of people working there, there's a lot of communication that they have to do to retailers and fans. But if they can at least understand their procedure on the inside, if ATLUS themselves, if they know what's going on, it's going to be a good first step. I think that's the first thing that they have to do for sure. And then they can work on making sure that retailers are aware of when it's going up, everything. The big thing here, the big problem here with this SMT V Fall of Man Premium Edition is the fact that they confirmed at E3 1 week before pre-orders went live the exact date and time at which they would go live, and they still managed to fuck it up. Right. And that's the problem.
And that was one thing I was wanting to bring up as well, is that we're not trying to shit on ATLUS right here. At first, they had good communication with us. They told us exactly where to be, what time to be there. This is when it's going to happen. And somehow it just, like, they can't keep secrets, everything leaks out, and now they can't even get their product out for their fans to enjoy. I mean, it's crazy to me. But did you have any more ideas of ways Atlus could improve on pre-orders as well, David?
Yeah, I do actually. When you invited me on this this video here, I wrote down a couple of ideas here, and the next one that I want to bring up is actually an interesting one. I'm just gonna give my tip, and I'm sure you guys will have questions, but don't worry, I'll explain it. I think with their process for pre-orders, especially for collector's edition, they should try and replicate what companies like Limited Run Games do. Clearly, Limited Run Games, it's a great company. I like what they do to put out physical copies of games that we don't have physical copies for. I am waiting right now for my No More Heroes 1 and 2 physical copies for the Switch, so I like what they do. I'm a physical game collector. I like what they do. But they have flaws. I do know that. So if you go in the comment sections and let me know, I know they have issues. But what I want Atlus to take from Limited Run, as far as ways to do things for pre-orders, is what Limited Run do is they say, hey, I'm going to take my example of No More Heroes again. Let's say what they did with No More Heroes, they were like, hey, we have physical copies for No More Heroes 1 and 2. Pre-orders are going to start on, let's say, just like SMT 5, June 21st, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, let's say they do that. Now, if you go on their site at that time, they give you a specific pre-order period. So let's say you have a week to pre-order. So every single person that goes on Limited Run Games during that period and pre-order the item is guaranteed to get it. Is guaranteed to get their copy. So the one only little thing, the kind of it may be an issue for some, is that you gotta pay for it before you get your item, before it ships. You pay right away. But to me, that's not really an issue because you're guaranteed to get your collector's edition. I'm sure some of us, and I don't mean to scare you guys, but I'm sure some of you guys or some of us will have their pre-order canceled from certain retailers. It happens. You didn't pay for it, but well, they may cancel it because some retailers, sometimes they sell pre-orders for a collector's edition, but they sell too many and then they have to cancel some. Now with companies like Limited Run Games, you are guaranteed to get it. You pay beforehand, but you're guaranteed to get it. So that would be a great way to do it, in my opinion. Just give fans a specific pre-order period, and then you know the exact number of collector's edition that you have to print. And you also make sure that you don't have copies sitting on shelves after. So it's a win-win situation for both fans and Atlus, in my opinion. So they should try and replicate that. What do you think?
I think that's a great point. I think that makes it so fans know exactly what to expect. You can't bitch if you didn't get in line, even if the site goes down for a few minutes like Atlus's website did for a while.
Yeah.
You're still safe as long as you order it within that period of time. I think that is honestly might be the number one way on this list to improve things. I wish companies would do this more, honestly.
Yeah, for real. And also, guys, I want to mention, that's kind of a disclaimer. We're not working for those companies, those big corporations, so we don't know how hard it is for them to implement such a procedure. But just looking at it, it makes perfect sense. So we think it's a good way to do it.
One thing I thought of was Atlus having their own storefront. You know, they're relying on other retailers to get out their products right here. What if Atlus only sold the collector's edition on their website and opened it up for a certain amount of time so you can go to their website? You didn't have to worry about going to a retailer. You could go straight from the source, get it from them. I think that would be a good idea too. I don't know why we can't. It's like Monarch. Everyone's forgotten about it now, but you can order straight from NIS America. You can order that's the only way to get their collector's edition.
Yeah.
And they tell you exactly how many they have left on their site.
Yeah. Again, it's a great way to do things, but we don't know how are the logistics behind that. So maybe some of you guys, if you work in those type of corporations, maybe you can let us know if we're crazy and if it's really hard to do those things. But for now, we're just dropping ways for them to improve on the pre-order process. And we do think that this is a great way to do things. I don't mind going over to nisamerica.com and ordering a collector's edition. If I'm sure that I'm going to get it because I order from them, that's good. I'd rather order from a site like Limited Run directly or NIS America directly and be 100% sure that I'm getting it than to pre-order it from GameStop and have my pre-order canceled a month before launch. That's going to frustrate people if it happens. And I hope it doesn't, for sure.
Man, I don't even want to think about what happens when this pre-orders gets canceled for me. But I think that's a great way to, like I said, we're not business people. We don't know logistics and everything. We don't know how orders work to make these products, but it's just an idea to throw out there. And I think another way that they could improve pre-orders as well, this might be kind of like a rant session, but here we go. King Narakami and DavidCast are talking about how bad early digital deluxe versions suck of games.
Oh, dude. Oh boy. Okay.
You know it's bad when Sega ATLUS, their last few games, they've been doing this. It kind of started with Strikers, didn't it?
I think so. For ATLUS, yeah, 100%. For Sega, I'm not sure.
I'm not
for
sure.
ATLUS, yeah, it started with Strikers. I can confirm that for sure. And we've seen those practice before from shitty companies like EA and 2K, and people don't like those companies before because of those practices. And now our favorite publisher is doing the same thing.
You know it's bad when they've done all these releases. Even today, as of this recording, this is June 24th, 2021, the Demon Slayer game is being published by Sega here in the West, and they announced an early digital deluxe version for the game. You know it's bad when all these games release in consecutive order: Lost Judgment, Strikers, Nocturne, and then Nintendo shuts that shit down.
Sonic Colors, the same thing.
Who gives a fuck?
All right, let's move on. Nah, I mean, I get it, and I hate to see it because, for a game like what you just, no disrespect to Sonic, I don't care for Sonic either. So for Sonic Colors, I don't care. But for games like Lost Judgment, which is like my second most anticipated game this year, it hurts. It hurts because if I don't get a review copy, well, there's a lot of people that are gonna put spoilers online, that are gonna talk about the game, the hype train's rolling, and we're right there waiting for our physical copies to ship. Like we may sound like crybabies right now, but it's like, make sure that you're fair to all your fans. And plus, it's kind of shady because they're pushing those useless DLCs down your throat. Because if you guys don't know, the digital deluxe edition of the games is always more expensive. Nocturne HD, $10 more than the regular version, and they give you early access and a ton of garbo, a ton of useless DLC.
Technically,
you don't want. So.
Technically, if you bought all the DLC, you saved like $5.
Yeah, and I mean,
that's it.
If you want all the DLC and you were going to buy a digital version of the game, the digital deluxe edition is not a bad thing. But for all the other people that, one, buy physical copies, and two, don't care about DLC, well, you're fucked. And I'm part of those two clans. I always buy physical if I can, and I very rarely buy DLC. Very rarely. Like, if you don't count Smash, I think the last DLC that I bought was the expansion pass for Zelda Breath of the Wild. I almost never buy DLC. So for someone like me to pay $10 more for cosmetics and easy mode and XP boosters, I don't care. I really don't. So that's why I think it's a bad practice.
I don't think you should rely on selling DLC. Hey, you get all this DLC and early access to a game to like say, hey, this is going to be the main way we sell our game right here. 4 days you get to play early. I don't think that's a good practice whatsoever. That's shady as hell. And even with all this, Nintendo didn't do anything. This game is releasing within a day in all regions, and it's still like the #1 bestseller even without these stupid digital deluxe editions. It's high up on the charts. I don't know about Canada. You can speak for Canada, but I know SMT V is #1 on the gaming charts here in the US as of this recording right now.
You love to see it.
No disrespect to ATLUS, I know we've been shitting on them, but they did so much right with this collector's edition. The packaging, everything that they gave us in the product itself. It's just the execution of how they announced it and how they unveiled everything to us. But that was point number 3. No digital deluxe editions anymore. And I know that's not going to happen. They're going to keep on doing that, unfortunately. But we got one more point, and I want you to present that one, David. You had something on your mind.
I will, and the reason why I thought about this point is thanks to you guys who are watching our stuff, who reached out to me that are in Europe. So let me explain what I want to say here for our last point here. I think, well, let's imagine that they confirmed at E3, June 21st, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-orders open and it works. Let's just imagine that it worked. Pre-orders went live at 12 p.m. and everything went well. Well, there was still an issue that not a lot of people talk about, especially us in the West. Those people in Europe, they had no communication. They had no idea about when pre-orders would go live for them. So my point here, my last point here that I wanted to bring up was, if you are to do, hey, pre-orders are opening at that exact time, do it for every region. Let every region know. Now, at the moment of recording this video, I don't know when you guys will watch it, but at the moment of recording this video, there has still been zero communication to people in Europe. They have no idea when they're going to be able to pre-order a collector's edition, and it's frustrating. You know how Canada, we got pre-orders during the first hour or so of when it started, and you guys in the United States, you were all like, hey, that's frustrating. Why Canada has them and not us? And then a couple of hours later, you got your pre-orders. But we're 4 days later now. In Europe, they still have no idea. So it's just frustrating for those people. So if you are to let everyone know a specific time and date at which pre-orders are going to open, make sure you tell every region. You have fans all around the world, Atlas. So you have fans in United States, but not all your fans are there. Same thing for Canada, same thing for Japan. So let every region know. It doesn't have to be the exact same date and time for every region. I get that this is hard to do, but if at least you communicate with people from all around the globe and let them know when it's going to start for their region, I think that would be a very good way to improve their process. What do you think?
I think that is a great way of putting it. I know that the only communication that they got from this collector's edition, Nintendo of Europe posted that they are indeed getting a collector's edition, and nothing else.
Nothing else, exactly. And we tried. I mean, I tried to talk with a Sega of Europe PR person. Her full-time job is to communicate with the public. And I reached out, and she has no clue what's going on. And it's no disrespect to her. I'm sure it's a mess behind the scenes at Sega of Europe, so no disrespect. But they have no idea. And it's been 3 days since I reached out, and I still don't have any clues. I had some of my viewers DM me and ask me, hey, what's up with Europe Collector's Edition? I don't know, and it seems like Sega of Europe, they don't even know themselves. It kind of comes back to our first point. They have to get their communications right from the inside, and then it will come naturally that it's going to go well on the outside. So if their communication inside was right, this PR person would have replied to me and would have said, hey, here's what's going on. And boom, I'm a content creator. I would share the information. They have to fix their things from the inside, and then it's going to be a good situation on the outside too. So that's how I see things.
And like you said, we're not, no disrespect towards any of the PR people. No. They are working their ass off. We can attest that they are working their asses off trying to get this fixed day and night.
Absolutely.
So
plus, we're two jerks talking over our mics and complaining. That's easy to do. But for them, those big corporations to put out all those things at the same time and communication and all of that, it's probably a big deal. We're just here to just, talk and try to find ways for them to improve themselves. We see other companies do the same thing and they do it properly. So that's why we know that they have to work on those things. There's things that they have to improve on.
Hopefully by the time this gets posted, this will all be solved. I really hope y'all get more collector's editions than we did. I know ATLUS have gotten a little better with their communication in the past few days. They have indeed said that there are more on the way. There are more collector's editions on the way. So maybe they're already working to improve. That's my hope. I hope that they don't just take nothing away from this experience. This is just two grown-ass men complaining about video game pre-orders, but, I mean, first world problems. But at the same time, we're consumers. We love their products. You need to tell us.
Maybe too much. Maybe too much.
we are simps, aren't we?
Oh, dude, I bought 3 collector's editions. I'm not a reseller. Disclaimer, okay? I'm giving one away. One's for me, a Western one's for me, and the second one is a Japanese one. So I'm not. You guys are gonna see those on the shelf. Okay, I'm not a reseller.
Please do not. By the way, fuck scalpers. Please do not make angry tweets at David saying you're a fucking scalper.
Dude, I'm giving one away and I keep 2. So
you know what? Our second point about this I am 8-bit stuff. That can also help with the scalping situation as well with the limited run games. I mean, it kind of works out.
It works because you are making people pay up front and they know they're going to have one. So resellers, way harder for them to get one. You have 1 week. So even if you're busy, even if you're you have a disease right now, you can't do it on this specific day, well, you have a week. They take pre-orders for a week. So you have all the time in the world to do it. So, dude, easy fix in my opinion. But again, we don't know how hard it is to implement such a thing. But let us know in the comment sections below, guys. What do you think? How do you think they could fix those
And
how do you think they can fix this mess?
And definitely, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I had a good time talking with you, David. It's always a pleasure. It's kind of like a mini podcast right here. But thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me on. I know that I was gonna record this video with you, so I decided not to do a video myself on pre-orders and stuff. So it's been fun. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Leave a like on the video, guys, if you haven't subscribed. And if you didn't find this video enjoyable or informative, leave a dislike. I really don't give a fuck. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you again, David, for joining me. We'll see you guys later. King out.
Peace out.